Okay, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing the 1-year review on this particular tripod. This is the Davis & Sanford Magnum XG, and I think it's XG13, but that will be in the title. Now, I had done the unboxing on this about almost exactly a year ago, and I purposely did not do the review on it back then because you can't do a review on something that you just opened. But it has been a year now, and I do use this a lot, and I'm happy to say that it's worked out really good, and I just want to do the actual review on it. Now I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the case, because something that I had said when I first unboxed it is that the case was never going to last, because I had just been through another tripod where kind of a lousier tripod, where the case had been obliterated within about 2 months and it's just gone. And I thought for sure that no case really lasts, but this particular case lasts pretty good. I mean, there's some holes in it, some impact holes, and that's because we're always using it. We take it a lot of places and it gets knocked around a lot in the van. And I want to show inside here that I think the reason why it lasts so well is it's got this lining on the inside, and this is protecting it against a lot of, because the tripod is all metal and heavy, if you hit it up against something like that, while it's in the case, it will tend to go through the case and start to really tear it up. But they were smart enough to actually put this liner in here that really helps out. Now it hasn't stopped it, but it has helped it. So I can see the case lasting a good 2 years for sure, and then it might be just a case of ordering a new case. But I must say I'm impressed. But anyway, back to the tripod. I give it basically an A+. There's just a couple of things that I wanted to tell you about it. There are some things that went wrong, and as long as you're careful, it's not going to happen to you. But overall, if the time on this is really long and you don't want to watch it all the way through, I would have to say I highly recommend it. You should definitely buy this one. It's very, very good. Let me show you the basics on it. This is the main clip that you can see that little clip that comes through. This holds onto the shoe, which is mounted to the camera, and locks it into place. Now this is a little hard to deal with. You have to, when it's locked in place like that, you have to push it out and over. And yeah, I just did it to myself, didn't I? It kind of takes 2 hands. I think I can do it. No, I usually use 2 hands on that, and it takes a real good pull to get that out and over, and then it will come back out. And then this one here is kind of a safety. So if this one were to come unlatched, this is still sticking up through the shoe, so even if the camera slides, it's not going to fall off of the tripod. And so you have a kind of you got to release it here, and then you have to release it here as well, because you never want the camera to fall. Okay, so moving on to the fluid head. Now after a year of use, and I'm talking about a lot of use, the fluid head is still working perfectly. And I'll completely let go of it to show you how fluid that is. So it's well, a little hard to tell because the camera is moving. But some of these shots I'll have it on the other tripod so that you can see what's going on. But while I'm doing that, let me demonstrate this kind of funny little knob over here. This is the thing that returns it to center, so it has to be in the center. Maybe I did it, maybe I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, okay. Now this is interesting, and this does work with the camera on it. It returns it to center no matter what you do. So if you were to angle the camera way up, it pops it back to center, or if you were to point the camera down, it also takes it back to center. I personally never use that, but it is there, and it definitely does not work on left and right. So I'm going to set that back to where it was, and that's what we've got there. Okay, and then this one holds it in place. So now it won't go up and down. And then this one here holds left and right in place. So it won't go left and right. So there it's holding steady. So I think that what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my DSLR on there to show you how it can handle a camera like that and the other things that it does with it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that's what we got there. Now that is the Canon T5i. Right there. Yeah, there we go. So if you happen to have one of those and wondering if it will work good on this, it definitely will. And this one, I also have that extra battery pack on there. So it has 2 batteries and plus the extra size of it, and I've got the 135mm lens. Altogether it's kind of a heavy camera, and so this is showing that it can handle an even heavy camera. And then the fluid head absolutely works wonderfully even with a heavy camera on there. The other camera is the Canon G30 camcorder video camera, which is much lighter, so much less of a challenge to it. So this is showing a greater challenge, but it absolutely handles it perfectly. Let me lock it in place there to show you something else. Okay. Okay, now this knob here, this is the one that allows you to tilt the camera, so you can go to portrait mode. And this is showing that, I mean, this camera's got some weight to it. I don't know the actual weight, but it's definitely heavy. And so what you got here is you have it hanging way off the side, and the tripod is handling it just fine. And also in between, any of these angles in between, if you wanted to put it at some crazy angle for some reason, you can just tighten down that nut and it will hold it there. But otherwise, when you put it back, make sure you tighten it down, because otherwise everything will be flopping around. But yeah, that's another thing about this tripod, is a lot of people I see in reviews online, they're complaining that it's heavy. But that's one thing that you want actually in a tripod, is you want it to be heavy, because especially if you're putting a heavy camera on it, because if the tripod is light, it's going to fall. Or, I mean, even if you're shooting outside, the wind can blow it over. And it definitely does have its hook there that you can hook a weight to it to hold it down and make it even more stable if you want to, if you need to. So it's got all that going for it. And next, okay, I'll say that this is a 72-inch tripod, and I have it, this is the adjuster that allows you to raise and lower the mast, and it's only up there about 6 inches, of course, but it will go way up there, and the rest of the adjusters are there on the feet, where you would pull up those latches, and that's what I'm going to tell you about, so I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But I think that will pretty much wrap it up for what I'm showing with the DSLR. Yeah, I think so. So I'll be right back and I will demonstrate down there. Okay, so what I wanted to show about the feet here, of course, it's the standard way that most of the most tripods work, where you just release the clip, and then you can let the leg out. But what I wanted to warn you about for sure, because this is the one major problem that I had with this tripod, is that if you take, like a lot of people do, they undo the clip and then they just throw the leg, where am I? Okay, they just whip the leg out there, they'll just throw it out there like that. The other one will just throw it out there like that and let it slam into the end. And when it hits that end, that catch there that you heard, if you do that really hastily and you throw it out there, right there, catch. If you hit that really hard, like if you're in a big hurry and you're undoing these clips and you throw it out there, what'll happen, there's a sleeve in there and it will kind of jump the track. And when that happens, oh dear, I think it happened. So I believe I've just demonstrated that happening. So, yep, I did. Okay, so I actually demonstrated that happening as an example of what not to do. See, one of them went in. Where am I? One of them went in, so you want to clip that one. And then you're going to want to jimmy that one. But I think I've just blown it. Yeah. I did it. Okay, so I'm going to bring this closer to the camera to show what happened. Okay, so I was demonstrating throwing it to the end, to its stopper. Now what that's done is there's a sleeve inside there that you can't see that has jumped the track. And so now it won't close all the way. And unfortunately, the only way to fix that is to take it all apart. And it doesn't come apart easily. You got to take these ends off, and it's a kind of a delicate operation to get that back. And I don't know if this is good or bad, because this actually happened on camera, but it is definitely something they need to work on. Now, this happened to me when I first got it, about 2 months after I got it, and I fixed it, and it never happened again because I was always very careful about throwing the leg out. But it clearly can happen, and so what now I have now is that one won't go in all the way, like that one. And so what it's not going to do now is stand level. It's always going to be leaning now. Let me show you. Okay. So there it is. It's leaning. And now that's a shame that happened again. But it did happen, and it's something you got to look out for. So when you're extending those legs on this particular tripod, do it very carefully. Don't let it hit that stopper. Let it go. When you get to the end there, really slow down. If you want it fully extended, get to the end and stop it very slowly, and then that won't happen to you. So anyway, what was the other thing I was going to show? Oh yeah, the way, yeah, I'll do that right now. Now, something else that it can do, I'm still hoping to be able to just kind of jimmy that back in. No luck. Of course, I tried a million different ways last time that happened too, but anyway, other than being a little lopsided now, what I'm going to be showing you now is how to get it really close to the floor. Now these little clips here, you can press them again, and then that lets the leg go farther out. And then it hits another stopper, and you can press it again. And it hits another stopper. So what's happening here is I'll do that to the others. Okay, so you see there? So now you can get the camera really close to the ground if you bring that mast up. But now, you're probably wondering now, how can you get the camera, which would be right about here, really close to the ground. If you had to like span over something or get really, really close to the ground. Now, I'll show you here. What you do is that the mast itself is in two pieces. So you can take this part off. Really finely tapped. There you go. And so then you can take the mast, the bottom part of the mast completely off, and then just mount this into there. And now you've got the camera really close to the ground. So anyway, that pretty much wraps it up on this. Oh, turn around here. Okay, so that wraps it up for this review on this tripod. Unfortunately, I did break it on camera. And next time through, sorry about the noise. Next time through doing that repair, at least I only have to do it on one leg now instead of all three like last time. I will try to devise some kind of a better method to keep that from happening. But otherwise, by now, I don't know, maybe Davis and Sanford knows about that problem and they've resolved it. Otherwise, that is something just to be very, very careful with when extending the legs out, is to not make them hit the end stoppers there. And it is what it is. You know, you got to be honest when you're doing a review, and that really did happen right when I was doing it. And I believe I'm going to have to post it. But I still give this tripod an A+. For the most part, I don't extend it up that high anyway, so that doesn't happen to me. But it certainly could. Anyway, I think that maybe I'll do a follow-up video to show how to make that repair. Because I was able to fix it last time, and maybe I'll come up with something to make it even better. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for a lot more, and everybody have a good day.